Hello, 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 1 2 3 1 2 3. This is a mic check. Mic check, mic check, 1 2 3. I think we can start. Hello, everyone. My name is Michael. We can perhaps switch the camera. Yep. Hey, my name is Michael. I'm from LED Strip Studio, and today I would like to talk about a new feature within the software that can allow you to paint on your LED pixels. It seems that we are having some technical difficulties, but perhaps it is just an issue from my colleague. I would like to ask you first, can you let me know whether the sound is okay, whether you can see me properly, and if everything is set to correct values? Yeah, I have my colleague Ben here, who is doing the editor work, and hopefully he will not stress that much, but hopefully you can hear me properly. And there is no delay between the sound and the video. If there is, please let me know and I can try to mend it a little bit. Today I would like to talk about, yes, and of course, if there are any questions in regards to either the software or this new tool that is available in the software, please let us know in the chat that is in YouTube, available for everyone, and I will answer as soon as possible any questions that you might have. Ben, can you tell me whether someone is... Everything is okay? Sound is okay? Perfect. No delay. Awesome. Great, great, great. If we can perhaps, Ben, also turn on the camera view on one more time. I want me and our other colleague. This here is Steve. We can call him Steve. This is one of our newest addition in the family of our LED costumes. In the past, we were working, and we are doing this job for over 10 years, with only dumb analog costumes, where you were able to change individual segments to only a single color. This here is the upgrade, a new version of the costume, where we've used digital LED strips, so you can play any kind of video on top of the LEDs that are installed there. And we are mostly using it to create custom shows synchronized with music. And that is one of the features that the software also allows you to use any kind of, or any song for that matter, and synchronize the effects playing on your LED pixels to the music. And on this example, on Steve, I would like to show you how you can use this new feature that we call Paint. I've got a short presentation prepared for you, so maybe we can jump to that. And I've got a little overview of what the software is capable of. We can perhaps then switch. Perfect. How to work with the paint layer. Yes. A little overview of the LED Strip Studio 3 software. It is your mapping tool that allows you to precisely map the pixels that you've installed in real space. You can use, rather than rigid matrices, curves, so you can use the special feature of any kind of LED strip, and that is that you can bend it. But without an option to actually draw a curve, we think that it won't be that good. That is why the software allows you to create and paint curves. There are some basic chases and gradients within the software. There is an extensive animation library from pre-made effects that you can already that you can choose, and they are prepared and ready for you to play on your LED pixels. But of course, there are a lot of options how you can customize your effects. Some of our previous trainings were in regards to this topic, so go check out on our YouTube these and perhaps learn something more about our software and how it works. For those of you that are working with third-party controllers, because we are also a company that produces controllers, not just the software, you can use ArtNet protocol, a standard industry-wide thing that is available for or with any major software. So yes, it is also compatible with third-party devices. For our own devices, we are using LSS protocol, which is our custom communication between the software and the controllers. It is custom, and we overall think that it is a bit better than ArtNet. And it's up to you to compare the two if you have a device available. You can export the animations from the software, so you can use the controllers in or what we call a standalone mode. You don't have the PC on site running the animations, but rather you want to trigger effects stored on an SD card. So for that, you can always export animations from the software that you've prepared and use any kind of trigger for a standalone mode with our devices. To control the software, you can use DMX, ArtNet, MIDI, you name it, command line. So a lot of options. As I've mentioned already, we are also allowing you to create music synchronized shows, which we are using for our dance acts with LED costumes. It's super easy. Some of our previous webinars was in regards to this topic, so go check it out and you can create amazing results with this simple tool. Also, the software can serve as your content server for any kind of video. You will simply drag and drop into the software the video that you want. The software will convert it to a format that best suits it, and you can play it on your addressable LED pixels. So this is a short overview, and once again, if you are interested to find out more about the software, go check out some of our previous webinars. And now I would like to show you the software itself and where you can find this, this new scene type. So we can go into the software. In here, this is a project where my colleague has a pretty long show, as you can see down here. But most importantly, it has a mapping for Steve. This is how the mapping looks like. You can imagine that this part here is our head. If I will highlight it, it will shine in red color because there is this function highlight segment so that you know exactly with which segment you are working with. Mapping is super important for any kind of project, not just to use the paint tool, but for any kind of scene for that matter. And it is the first and most important thing that you have to do before you start to create any effects. There are a lot of tools available in the mapping that can help you create the mapping faster and easier. So if I will, for example, I want to select and see which segment I am working with, and you can see on Steve that I have selected that part or that segment on his chest. The software needs to generate the previews once you close the mapping, and you can really play any kind of effect that you've created or that you've used from the bank. I've got a special bank here, which I named Paint, and I already created one effect, but this is just a testing pattern. So I will show you now how to create a new effect. In here you've got scenes, and in scenes you will select add video. You will click on this little icon over here, and maybe this is a familiar window. This is your video scene with the area where you are stacking up layers of different effects. perhaps we can now close then, or I will play some effect on Steve so it's not just the dark. Okay, so this is your video scene. Here you've got your mapping, and in here you've got your layers. And once you will click on Add Layer, there is this list of available effects that you can use. And in video scene, you can have multiple gradients in single effect. That's when I mentioned that you can stack them on top of each other as layers. You can reposition the scene and resize it so that it will fit perfectly to the part that you want to play the effect on. There is a lot of adjustments for each scene. You can change the brightness, the saturation of the effect, and overall tweak with the colors that it will fit perfectly to your need. These are the types of effects that you can use. So you can choose from this list any kind of effect that you want. The most common one that we are working with would be probably the color effect, which will play this nice gradient over everything that the layer is covering. And as I mentioned, you can resize the layer, change its position, change how it's displayed, the size, and you can also, from the animation library, choose effects that are already pre-made. If I will leave this to only a single color that will serve as our background, and I will just decrease the brightness for it so that there is something beneath. I can always click, and this is very important, I can always right click on any layer and I can hit reset size and position, so it will go back to default. Once we have this layer, we can add another one, and this is the one that is interesting. And it says paint. Once I will add this, it will add a new layer beneath the one that is already there. And this is important because the layer that is beneath, or the first layer in the list, one that is the furthest down, is covering those that are above it. Once you create this new paint layer, you can compare these two areas. So for paint, you've got different options as for gradients, and you have several options. You can add a new image, add an existing image, play the effects, or delete an image. And why am I talking about an image? Because what does the paint tool do is that it creates a new image and creates a bitmap from the mapping, and on top of that image you can start to draw. I want to start with only drawing something on the chest, so you can rename the image and you can choose the location where it is saved. And this is important because then you can re-upload the image. So it's probably a good idea to find some naming structure, and also perhaps to create a new folder where you will save your images so that you will be then able to find them easier on your PC. So let's create a new image. And as many layers as you will add here, you will see that they are adding into the list over here. We can delete this one for now. This would be my first image, and if I want to... Sorry, Ben, are there any questions? Probably not yet. No. Okay. I've added my first paint layer, and if I want to draw something, I can go either here into Image Editor, or I can click on this little icon over here. If I will click on Image Editor, This is the bitmap with the mapping, if you remember previously, with the mapping that I have created. So each one of these points, hopefully those are visible enough, each one of these points represent your LED pixel, single LED pixel. If I want to choose a color, I can either go up here, click on set color, or I can right click in the editor area and it will give me an option to choose the color. I do like pink, so I can select pink. There are a couple of draw modes and two shapes of brushes. Since I want to draw something, not to delete anything or erase, I want to keep this on, so draw mode, brush tool, and you can choose whether you want a rectangular or a circular brush. You can change its size so that it will cover a very large area. Or if you really want to just cover it pixel by pixel with a color, you can resize it. If you will hold down Shift, you can use mouse wheel and it will change the size of the brush. And we can start drawing something. So I want to outline the chest with pink. And just like this, I can draw and perhaps I will be able to outline this by hand. You can of course zoom in, so that way it will be probably easier. This will be very rough. So drawing by hand is, well, you can miss a spot, right? Perhaps you need an option to draw a straight line. There's nothing easier. You will just hold your Shift, and as you can see, you can draw a straight line. Ben, is there a question?
No.
Sorry? No. And I can draw one line like this, so vertical. Let's see how this will look without our background. Also fine. So once again, you will add new layer, add new image or an existing one, and you will open image editor. Each one of these points represents one pixel from your mapping. If you will right click, you can choose a different color, and holding down the Shift will draw a straight line. If I will choose a circular brush, I can really zoom in, choose a different color, and color it one by one. And you can see on Steve, our colleague here, that I am only drawing with the color that I have selected, pixel by pixel. Let's choose something on our head, again with a different color, and we can outline it. And what you are looking at on the figurine, it's a live feed, so you can see how fast it actually is. It seems to me that I've missed a spot here. 1, 2, 1, 2. You might be wondering what does this value means. It's not a transparency of the color that you are actually using. It's just the transparency in the editor. So that way you are able to see perhaps the individual dots, the individual pixels more easier. So if I will increase it, you can see that it is covering completely the pixels over which I've drawn the color or the line. So you can always decrease the transparency. But as you can see on live preview from here, it's not changing the transparency or opacity of the color that you are actually using. Increase this a bit. And I will check. Drawing a single image is fun, but you can always add multiple images, multiple paint layers. And between the 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever number you will actually create, you can use the fade out and play it as an effect. So let's say I want to draw something big in, I don't know, blue. So I will cover both hands. And the legs. And head in this color. So very fast you can create this look. And now you can play. And you can see that the software is playing the 2 images that you've created with the fade out and the duration that you have set. You can, of course, increase the duration or decrease it. So let's say this will be very fast, only 0.1 second. If we will play it now, we've got ourselves a little discotheque. You can increase the fade out so that it will fade between the 2 pictures longer. And like this, you can create as many layers as you want. That is why I think it's important for you to find a suitable naming structure for your images and also some file structure as well, so that you won't end up with a big mess of different files and different images. So we can create a new one. And in an image editor, we will choose to draw something like this. If you are not happy with what you've created, there is always an option to erase it, right? The tool is available in here, in draw modes. And if you need, you can always delete what you have just drawn. So super easy. If you need to delete everything at once, you can do it as so. And you can always revert back the changes that you've done. If you want to, because there is another tool available, a color picker. Let's say that you've mixed your own color and you only covered a small piece. I'm using the mouse wheel here, and you've only covered a small piece, and then choose another color, but you want to go back to this one. You can use color picker, click, and it will save the color that you've actually picked. So you can now use a draw tool and use the color that you've created, your custom color. If you would like to add another layer, remember the layer that is below, or the first one in the list. I know that it may sound difficult, yeah, but the one that is below is actually covering those above it. So you can see that my color effect is playing, and also the three layers, the three paint layers that I have created are playing over it. Let's say I want to change the size of my color effect, and I only want to cover this area. Opa. I need to go back. You see, I have just moved with my paint layer. So now the effects that I have drawn won't display properly. But remember, there is always an option to right-click on your layer and hit reset position. Yeah, so now it's playing on where I want it. Let's say I want to put this effect only on this chest part. But as you can see, the mapping does not allow me to only place it on top of the chest, because I have, these are the shoulder pads. But what you can do now with the paint tool, you can mask out this part. Let's delete this, add the new paint layer, add new image, mask chest, that's fine. And in our image editor, we can select black as our color. This is fine. Can increase the transparency and watch Steve as I have covered this in black. I have masked out these parts, the shoulder pads, and the effect, the color effect, is only playing on this portion. You can also see it in the preview in here. So this is a great feature whenever you want to work with color effects that are available within the software. You can mask portions out that you don't want these color effects to cover, which is perfect since you can't really change the you can only change the size of the color effect. You can't mask anything out within the effect. Paint is perfect for this case. Are there any questions, Ben?
Yeah. Are there also some shortcut keys available?
Shortcut. Let's see. Shortcut keys. Thank you for the question. Any shortcuts? I hope that I understand the question properly, whether there are any shortcuts for the paint tool. And yes, there are. In the image editor, you can see the list of shortcuts down here. And so, for example, if I want to change the size of the brush, I will hold down Shift and use the mouse wheel to change it. If I want to change the transparency, I will hold down Control, and again I will use the mouse wheel. And similarly, you can, I don't know, if you want to select shift, what is it, shift B, C, that would be a shortcut to change the brush. So yeah, if you need the list of shortcuts available in this paint tool, it is available just right here. By the way, the version of the software where you can use this tool is already available, so you can download it for free from our page, and you can start playing with it just as we are speaking. This is a first version of the tool, so in the future there will be more tools and more options available. But thank you again for the question. Yeah, you can find the shortcuts here. So that would cover the basics and also what tools are available within the image editor. I've shown you how to the different kinds of brushes, how you can change the size of it, how you can draw and erase anything that you've drawn, and also how to use the color picker. The color picker, by the way, will also work if you will choose to add an existing image. You can see that these are all the layers, all the paint layers that I have previously created. You can also upload any kind of image. Yeah, this is the background, the thumbnail for this webinar. And from this layer, if you need to, you particularly like this color, you can upload it in Paint as a layer, use color picker to select that color. And now if I will go into my previous layer, you can see that it is, the color is saved between the multiple paint layers. So now you can use that color if you will use Draw tool. So this is also great if you really like a particular color. You can always use the color picker for any image and it will remember that color. And of course, you can add multiple layers. You are not limited only to color effect and paint. So if you decide that you want to add a text or video, you can always do so. Just remember that anything that that the layer that is at the bottom is covering those that are above it. I think that we still have some time. If there are no other questions, I will show you also one more feature, and that is you can export your bitmap. And that bitmap you can then edit in any third-party software, Photoshop, GIMP, Paint, any kind of software. If I will hit export bitmap, and open it, there is one adjustment that I need to do, and that is add a layer. Opa, this is not the correct one. Let's see again. Where did I save this export? Ah, okay. Yes, this is the proper one. So you can open this in any software that you want. And this bitmap will show you exactly the position of the pixels, right? So this is the mapping, but with the position of the pixels. So each one of these little dots represent the number of pixels that you have in each part of your project. And you can use your third-party software, GIMP, Photoshop, any kind that you like. Draw something over it. And if we will now export it, you can upload it as an image. And that image you can use as your next layer. Yeah, so you can really have fun with this, use your preferred software to create the images that you can then use in Paint tool or in Paint layer. Or perhaps you can use it also to create the bitmap so that you will be able to create the videos and place the videos on top of your pixels precisely. So if you want to play rather than our color effects or a random video that you download from the internet, you want to create your custom video, this bitmap that you can export from the Paint tool is great because it will allow you to place the videos exactly on top of your pixels. And I think that that is it. Is there any other question, Ben? You can perhaps switch so that I will be a bit on the camera. Thank you, Steve. Can we show Steve? Thank you, Steve, for joining. To play something nice, not just a static image. Can't be. Thank you for joining. If there will be any other questions in regards to the software, please let us know. You can still do that in the chat. We still got a minute or two where I can answer it, or you can perhaps send us an email, a message on WhatsApp. Really, it's up to you, and we'll be more than happy to help you and to point you to our either wiki or YouTube channel where you can find tutorials and videos how to work with the software and our devices. We'll be adding more features like this, hopefully in the near future. So there will be another webinar where we will talk about these and how to work with them. If there is anyone who is interested to get the copy of the presentation that I have created, please let us know also. I can send it over. This video and this webinar will be available on our YouTube, so you can go and check it out after the stream. And if you will need anything really else, let us know, and we'll be more than happy to help you. Thanks again. If there have been no further questions, one more time, we will double check. Thanks for joining. I will see you on some next webinar, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thanks again, and have a good one. Bye.